Well, good morning. This is Marty Forte with Excellence in Education, and this is our first episode of Mondays with Marty. This will become a regular weekly YouTube video podcast dealing with homeschool issues, homeschool concepts, homeschool ideas. My wife does Carolyn's Corner, and that's a compliment to what I do here, but from a different perspective to some degree. Okay, today our subject is going to be very simple. What is the purpose of elementary and high school education? You'll be surprised. It's not what you might think. So let's start with the elementary years. For one, you want to create the love of learning. That has to be on the top of the list of reasons why you homeschool elementary education. Second of all, we want to create a self taught individual. You're going, what? They can't teach themselves right away. You'd be surprised. But for the most part, over time, we want to create a student that can teach himself. It goes a long, long way, especially when you get into high school and college. We want to throw out the crazy idea that age equals grade. I don't know where the system comes up with such a crazy idea. If you've had more than one child, you know that they will learn certain points in life at different ages. Why would it change because you leave the house and you go to a school, or you stay at the house and you start doing a curriculum that's based on age? Means you're at the same grade regardless of your abilities. The biggest struggle is that all the publishers have put out these big curriculums based on the state standard, if you would, that every 6 year old is going to be in first grade. Every 7 year old will be in second grade in all subjects. Well, how ridiculous. I mean, is that true for your kids when they learn how to walk or talk, get potty trained? No, they started at different times. We also, and this is more for high school, but even elementary, got to get rid of the stupid idea that time invested equals a grade. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. You start in September, you end in June, and whatever your mastery level of that subject is in June is the grade you get. Well, guess what? I'm going to go back to my high school thing here for a minute. If you have a young person takes Algebra 1, and in September he starts, in June he stops. He has a C in Algebra 1. But what does that mean? That means he goes to the next level of math, which is foundationally oriented. And now we create a 20, 30% deficit in math at the geometry level. Why not just go forward and set up a schedule where you just master the subject? Don't forget, nobody cares what your grades were in elementary school. So why not just stay with the subject until it's mastered? And if you continue that all the way through, you create a straight A student. And you create a student that has mastered every subject. And therefore, they retain that information so much longer throughout their life. Let's spend time on providing exploration time. I mean, that's crazy not to allow your child to explore. Boys and girls, they love to dabble in things. Now, It might be different for a boy than for a girl, but you know what? They still want to explore. And there are a lot of things that really gender means nothing. My girls were as quick to get down and dirty as any boy, and they really enjoyed their life and they explored so much. And as adults today, guess what? They are really in a position where they still explore. It's a lot of fun. And then lastly, we want to create a thing called strong family ties. We're fortunate as a family that my wife and I are very tight. My wife and I and our two girls very tight. My girls and their spouses very tight. My girls and their children very tight. And this has created a very nice lifestyle for now 3 generations because those grandkids are tight themselves. There's no big problems there. So if we take and slow down, don't worry about having the smartest kid at Thanksgiving dinner because we're not looking at the start of the race. We're looking at the end of the race. Where are your kids? Where are other kids who had different, more traditional upbringings as far as education? I believe that through this little formula, we can create a very successful adult that is fun to be with. Now, let's talk about high school. Pretty simple attitude again. We don't have to make it all complicated, worrying about all these different things for every student. Now, what I do here at EIE is I help the child develop the dream. And that should be also part of the elementary school years. Let the child develop a dream and never, never put it down. So, if one of our students wants to be a carpenter, high end carpenter, why would they take slice and dice of kitty cat biology? Why would they take physics? They don't need it. To satisfy the biological science component for high school graduation, you don't have to always take biology. You can have that carpenter take botany and specialize in trees and the various woods that come from that, the characteristics of each tree, whether it be a hardwood, a softwood, how it how fast it grows. Things of that nature are far more important to him than that kitty cat. But if that his brother wants to be a doctor, yeah, we're going to slice and dice that kitty cat so we can learn all about anatomy. We're going to take all the math. We're going to take physics because it's important for the development of that child. So now in high school, most kids who go to any public or private high school in person, they all graduate with 200, 220 units. Whippy dippy do. They're all the same, no difference. It's a cookie cutter educational sequence. We would love to see our students with 250, 280, 300 units when they graduate with diversity. Now, when it comes to a high school senior, my job here at EIE converts over to being a salesman. I have to sell that child. I have to sell that child to the admittance office at a university or to HR at a corporation. And my major sales campaign tool is advertising, and that is in the form of a transcript. So ask yourself this very simple question. You have you're you are now the admittance director at a college or university, and you see two transcripts. One, cookie cutter that you can get from anywhere. They may have all A's. They may be A to G, whippy dippy doo, and they might have that 4.0 GPA. But then you have this other child who's already had college courses. He's got a great diversity of interests reflected in his transcript. He may have only a 3.9 GPA, 3.8, but with college, that could be a 4 point plus. Don't forget, they're weighted grades. Who is that person going to choose? Mr. Cookie Cutter or Mr. Hey, I enjoyed my learning, I mastered things, got a straight A student average, and I have a diversity of knowledge. It's a slam dunk. So let's just start getting more relaxed about the high school and what you need. A lot of people are all caught up on A to G. Yeah, that's what UC wants to have, certain courses, and I'll do another video on A to G. But for the most part, homeschoolers, true homeschoolers, are on a special admit basis. And I've had plenty of my graduates that left here, went to 4 year schools, including the Ivy Leagues, the UC system, the Cal State system, USC, Pepperdine. They've been there for those who want to go there. And the A to G component did not prevent them from being admitted. So let's look at another benefit of high school. During this time period, we should be really working on developing good life skill sets. How to handle finances, how to handle different interests, do some DIY kind of things where you can actually do it yourself. If you can learn a little plumbing, a little carpentry, a little bit about gardening, a little bit about mechanics, what a gift you have for a lifetime. And then we also want to be in a position where, if we can, develop some hobbies that'll be a lifetime. So many people nowadays, especially the older generation, they've worked their whole life, they did everything that society has said to do, and they retire at 65 to 70, and they have no interest at all. All they know how to do is go to school and how to work. But if they can develop fishing, hiking, camping, exploring, photography, any kind of hobbies that occupies the mind, you will live a whole lot longer and you will be a whole lot happier. So, to cut this thing short now, I really want you to think about the concept of elementary and high school. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be cookie cutter. And you want to have a great journey for your kids so that when they get to age 25, they are totally prepared to do exactly what's required to become successful and happy. Again, this is Marty with Excellence in Education, and this is our first episode of Mondays with Marty. And again, if you have any questions, the information below will be there. And if you like this YouTube video, please do a like. That's like advertising for us. It helps the analogs and all that. You know that, and I know that. So if you like it, let us know. And if you really want to get caught up on what we do here at EIE, please subscribe to the channel. All right, again, this is Marty, and Mondays with Marty is now concluded for this Monday. Have a great day, and we'll